5 reasons why Bernard Parker plays every game for Kaizer Chiefs. Hello there, my name is Bilo from Kaizer Chiefs Fan TV, and today I'll be giving you 5 reasons why Bernard Parker plays every game in Kaizer Chiefs. Number 1, player contracts. As you guys know that when players sign contracts, they put certain clauses into their contract, and there's a huge possibility that as part of his contract, Parker also put this clause there that he must play every single game or maybe miss just a few games in between. So with the club having agreed to that, the coaches also have to oblige by the contract, or else they will be breaching the contract, which is then against the law. Number 2, work rate. I know you guys, most of you want Bernard Parker to be benched because we want other superstars who are up and coming to be played in that position. Guess what? I also agree. I want young players to also be introduced into that starting lineup. However, the system that Kaizer Chiefs is playing right now, they are making Bernard Parker as one of the forwards. And when you look at Keegan Dolly and Billiards, as much as they are good players technically, but when it comes to tracking back and going to mark, they're not so good in that aspect. And Bernard Parker actually does that. He covers more ground when we are being attacked, and he's also good on the transition with the ball. So that is another reason why, because he's making up the numbers in terms of defense. I mean, you guys know what happens at PSG. You see that actually 7 players are marking, and Messi, Mbappe and Neymar just walk, and as a result they get destroyed at times when they face big teams. Okay, number 3, Bernard Parker rarely gets injured, guys. You can see that when you look at Nukovic, who was out for a very long time. Castro gets injured from time to time. Billiard gets injured. Well, Dolly just arrived this year, but for the most part, the player who's ever present for Kaizer Chiefs is Bernard Parker, and because of that, it's easy to build your team around someone who is always reliable, to be always present for the team. And this is not to say, hey, play Parker all the time, but it's to just show where the coaches might be coming from, because this is not just something that Baxter is doing or Hunt was doing. Even when Zwane took over to coach for a while last year, he also played him because Bernard Parker rarely gets injured. Number 4, Bernard Parker's attitude at training. In South Africa, we don't call coaches managers, because the difference between coaches and managers is that coaches just work with the squad that they have. They don't do any man management unless they really are good coaches. But for the most part, coaches just work with what they have. And if a player doesn't have a good attitude and they are not willing to adapt and willing to change the system or play different positions, then the coach is not gonna waste their time in trying to invest in that player. And we've seen time and time again that Bernard Parker has played in the midfield, and sometimes he plays as a striker and sometimes he plays on the wing, and that adaptability and the attitude he has towards the coaches to allow the change and to be part of the change is the reason why they are keeping him in the starting lineup. And finally, my last point number 5, is that Bernard Parker is the leader of the team. Bernard Parker right now is one of the longest serving members of Kaizer Chiefs. Itumeleng Khune was sidelined with injury for a long time, and by the time he came back, Akpe had taken his position and Vuma had come up, and Peterson now is doing really good, and Parker is the one who's left to lead the team. In my opinion, I would want the young kids to start taking responsibilities and leading the team. If you look at the team like West Ham United, Declan Rice is a very young player, but he's already captaining the team, and the team is doing pretty well, and the other players are also very respectful towards him. Also reminds me of Steven Gerrard captaining Liverpool. If you know, 2006, they came back 3-0 down at halftime to draw 3-3 and win on the penalties. It's things like that. I feel like Kaizer Chiefs should also start giving these young players responsibilities. But currently, that's not happening. As a result, we are relying on Bernard Parker to be the one who's pushing players, who's motivating players, who's the leader from the front. So you guys, please let me know what you think. Do you agree or disagree with what I've just said? It's okay. If you disagree, let me know why you think I'm wrong down in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel here at Kaizer Chiefs Fan TV. And remember, Ikos, Alpelu Moy.